What's up, girl? What is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson, and welcome back to another episode of BurnDown. You say hi to the people? Say hi to the people, Peaches. That's my dog, Peaches. Anyway, on today's episode, I'm actually very excited, but it's going to be a long one this weekend. So I got my Driveline back from Driveline's Inc. We're going to put that in the car right now, which means we are this close. So I have a checklist of stuff we're going to have to go over real quick we'll make. And I'm hoping by the end of the day today to hear that thing fire up. So, I'm gonna get started. I am very excited. Peaches is excited. You excited? She's excited. All right, let's get rolling, girl. Let's get rolling, girl. On another side note, one thing that I find kind of funny, and I've already been roasted a couple times, is I always kind of look like a bum, and I'm in crappy clothes, and I watch all these other YouTubers, and their hat's nice, and their hair is combed, and I'm like, dude, you ain't rolling around on their car getting dirty. I always look like hell every time I work on a car. So that's why I basically look homeless, is because I get down and we get things done. So I can't roll around my good clothes. I'll get yelled at too. So we try not to do that. But let me show you the Driveline real quick and then we'll get rolling. So here it is. The Driveline's Inc. Bam, Driveline. They even actually delivered it. I wasn't home yesterday because I was at DJ Safety picking things up. But yeah, they left it and left me the invoice and all that stuff. So we'll unwrap this thing. Let's go slam this under there to see how she fits. Yeah, I feel bad for you, Josh. I thought this thing was up high enough. It's barely up in the front, man. And I'm little. And I don't really fit, so I know Josh is struggling. Josh, where are you from, Josh?
I'm from Drivelines Incorporated in Mission Viejo.
Bam! Drivelines Inc. for the win. Okay, we got that off the checklist. Let's go see what else we have left before we can actually get this thing fired up. See what the list of stuff has to say. Paint rear end America, that's not that important. Fluids, wire trans cooler, install dipstick, Driveline. Ha! I want to do that just so I can cross it off. Wheels and tires, we don't worry about that right now. Drive shaft safety lube, we can do that later. Fluids, bleed brakes, install dipstick. Oh, this is what we need too, starter. So let's do these two. Let's install the starter and then do the dipstick.
A few moments later.
Oh, look what I found. Alright, now I have a little bit of a dilemma because I was digging for the starter and then I found another line because I had one and I didn't have two, and I was like, oh, well now I have two soft line jumpers possibly for the trans cooler because the way I mounted it and it's hard line. This is the only part that I have a little concern with because this moves separately from the body. I know it's not going to fatigue right away, but I know if I don't address it, I'm just going to forget about it. Even though I don't really want to, if I have bulkheads, we're gonna do this. I don't think I have the bulkheads though. So if I don't have the bulkheads, we're free and clear now. We're gonna have to come back another day. My better judgment says look for bulkheads. If I have them, we'll do this now. But all right, I poured my bag of shame fittings out, and then right away, not only do I have unions, I also have multiple bulkheads. So looks like we are going to make a quick piece that will hold these bulkheads, and then we will put the jumpers on. So run these over to the transmission, and then we are really pretty much done on the transmissions. We're gonna do this first, and then on to those other things. All right, I have an absolute disaster of a mess, but I don't know, I think this is like some 20 gauge, I wanna say. It's actually a scrap that was just laying up here, so what we'll do is we'll just kinda measure it out, square it up, and then we'll put two holes in the thing. What I've learned when you're doing bulkheads, it might look cool to put them next to each other, but then you can't turn the stupid nut. Ask me how I know that. So we'll put them apart enough that we can get a wrench on both of them. So I'm just gonna cut out a square, put a couple holes in it, put a 90 in it, and we'll crawl under the car and see where it lands. And basically have our piece, and then obviously we'll put a brake somewhere around here. That way the nuts spin free, and then it'll stick out and I can weld that to the car. This is a dilemma about working in a single car garage. And I got all of this junk in here. So, and this is usually the table where I film and I sit right here. So, it's the life of a 1-2 car garage. You know what though, it could be worse. I could have 0 garage, or I could have like a cubby hole garage. So, not complaining, just showing you guys. All right, here we go. We have a little mount. These will be our jumper lines. So we'll just kind of plug these in, see where these land, and then go from there. All right, we've got the Southline jumper. My little bracket thing that I made, I just tack welded it. I have my wife sit in the car, and I moved the jute, all the stuff. I got to strip it anyway, but the carpet and everything, so nothing caught fire. And I had her sitting there just in case. So that went well. Now I just have to take these guys here. They used to go all the way up and shorten them, plug them into here, and then now we have our jumpers, and this is actually a much better way. This is the way you should do it. You shouldn't go hard line to it. I just didn't think that I had these. I didn't have mommy when I put these lines in. Otherwise, I wouldn't be redoing something I just did. All right, so we are getting much closer. I've got the starter on, wired up. I've got the dipstick in for the transmission, and then I made those new little jumper lines. I am, however, gonna have to take a quick break because today is actually Friday, and I promised my son that we can make slime when he got home from school. Well, he is almost home, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get all the fluids and stuff for this, get stuff to make some slime, then we gotta take a little slime break, have a little family fun, and then we'll get back out here. This ain't going nowhere. Let me show you what we got. As per the rules, locking dipstick. You can see my little jumper lines down there looking good. All that stuff is tight. Starter is in, wired up, and we are getting close. Let's go consult the list, see what we have left. Starting to feel the pressure because I'm running out of time, and it's just gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long weekend, period. But it is all worth it to go racing. All right, I got to bleed brake fluids, install dipstick, install starter. So we got fluids, bleed the brakes, wire that guy, and then we should be able to fire it up. So we are getting much closer. I do have a trans brake to wire up and some other stuff, but I just want to get to run and drive. There's no point worrying about a trans brake. The transmission doesn't even work, so we got to make sure that bad boy works. So I'm gonna go get fluids, go get stuff for slime, have a little fun, and then we'll get back after it. So yeah, not much more. We're gonna have that thing fired today, and we're gonna put it in gear. We're gonna see if this thing rolls around. I am excited, I am nervous, but I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Let's go.
2 hours later.
It's a moment of truth. I put the battery on. This thing has been sitting for a long time, so we're just gonna turn the key and see if it'll even cycle, because I have no idea if anybody's even home over here. It's been a long time. Well, it runs. I haven't put it in gear yet. It doesn't look like it's pissing fluids anywhere. I'm gonna crawl around right now with the flashlight and check it out because the sun's kind of going down. It does sound like something is kind of self-clearancing in there though, so I gotta look up in the bell housing where make sure the bolts aren't too long that I put in the torque converter or something like that. But yeah, it runs. Let me crawl around this thing and we'll see how we go. And before it gets too dark, we'll put it in gear and then hopefully those tires move. And that should be a W, hopefully. Come on. I think I have enough fluid in the transmission that we're going to try to put it in gear and see if the wheels move. So, let's see. I've let the brakes are a little squishy, but the drive shaft maybe kind of hit the touch the floor. But the thing works, so I have to kind of look at it, inspect it. Maybe we can try to go around the block in a little bit. So let me mess with this, but I'm very excited. So at least it kind of works. All right, at this point, I'm interested to see if it'll actually move back and forth. It looks like the transmission fluid's at a good level. Brakes, we got reverse. Neutral. Alright, I gotta go down the block. This is killing me. Which way it goes, what pattern, if it's forward or back. It's gotta be this way. Together, I have no idea if it's right. It kind of makes noise. I've never had a power glide, so it could be completely jacked, but at least I made it around the block. Good first maiden voyage. Woo! Well, I'll tell you what. It kind of makes noise. I don't know. The thing functions fine. It goes into gear. It does what it's supposed to do. I'm not really hammered on the thing. The fuel in the car is really old. Everything is untested. I parked it on the concrete to see if it drips anything because it's so dark I can't really see if it's leaking, but everything worked. The brakes worked. It goes in all the gears. I want to double check this shifter linkage to make sure it is correct, because I did adjust it a couple different times on the lift when I was at my buddy Chuck's house. So I'd like to put it back up and make sure it's in the right spot, because I know that'll burn a transmission up real fast. But I've taken it around the block a couple times, and I need to hook up the trans cooler fan, so I'm pretty much done screwing with it for tonight. But it runs, drives, moves. That means we're gonna load this thing on the trailer and then try to slam a cage in it over the weekend. So I am tired. I am very happy. Little concerned, not gonna lie. I mean, I wish it was just like perfect, and the thing, I don't know, we'll have to kind of keep an eye on the trans and figure stuff out. So it's probably wrong. Let's just be honest. Something's probably wrong, but you know what? It functions and it goes around, and I'm pretty excited. So that is it. If you like this, like, subscribe, share. We're gonna be doing smoky burnouts in no time, as long as my transmission is kind of working. I'm out.